Okay, guys. Like I promised in my last video, if you guys had questions, I would answer them. There weren't too many questions. Not a big surprise. So I've tried to answer these in some detail, given the short amount of questions. So this is actually pretty good. Okay. The first question comes from Damo M3. Sorry if I mispronounced any of your names. Are you going to get Lucifer Valentine's new release of the Vomit Gore trilogy? Looks to be loaded with extras. If you've seen my Regurgitated Sacrifice review, not only will you know that it's the sickest movie that I've ever seen so far, but I did not really like it at all. Plus, not to mention, the trilogy's been put on hold for quite some time now. It was going to be released like a year ago, over a year ago, like November of 2010, I believe. And then it got pushed, and like now I'm hearing absolutely nothing of it. Unearthed Films is pretty bad about their information with that sort of thing. It was a great company, don't get me wrong, when they actually release stuff, but unfortunately that doesn't happen often. Like I heard they were going to have Muzani released, but that never happened either. So, if it comes out, I might, because I'm actually a little bit curious to see the other films. Primarily the third one in the trilogy. It looks cool, like the box set. The price is probably going to be expensive. I'm sure it's going to be really out of print, like in no time. So we'll see what happens. On another note, if you know when Toe Tag is releasing their 10th anniversary for the August Underground trilogy, let me know. That'd be cool. Alright, second question comes from Spanners Germ 669. Question: what nation do you prefer as far as cinema is concerned? France, Spain, Norway, South Korea, or Japan? Let's see. I don't think I've seen too many movies from Spain or Norway that I can think of too much. Spain, Thesis is a very good film. It's like 8mm, but it's far better. And it was released before then. Norway, did they release Ex Drummer? They might have. I'm not sure. And then South Korea is the Vengeance trilogy, so Old Boy. That movie is incredible. In Japan, they have a ton of sick movies. But France has got to be the nation that I prefer the most as far as cinema is concerned. Let's see. You got Irreversible, Inside Martyrs, Frontiers, High Tension, I Stand Alone. I know there's plenty of other movies too that I failed to mention, but as far as that is concerned, France is a very good one. That's one that I typically think of as a country that is very good. And even as far as movies are concerned, I think America should really like follow in their footsteps and not go with the crap that we've been seeing over the past several years, especially as far as the horror community goes. But as far as movies in general, like Michael Bay, it's the same shit over and over again. But anyway, third question is by Rico Suave 3355. If you want to answer a question, I'd want to know what's the most shocking or disturbing movie you've seen since your last videos. Alright, I have to be honest. As far as watching sick movies go, I've been on a pretty big dry spell for a long time, it's been several months. I've not seen really any movies lately that have been like really bad. The only one that even comes remotely to mind as far as being sick is for, in film class we had to watch, I guess you'd say, the first shocking film ever made. It's a film by Salvador Dali and, I'm sorry if I pronounce this, Louis Buñuel. I know I'm going to get shit for how I pronounce that, because a lot of people like that guy. It's like his first film. It's a 17-minute short film that's, basically what they do is they took their dreams and they put them on the film. And it's just a crazy movie. There's a scene where they cut open a woman's eye and the vitreous humor, I believe, comes out of the eye. It's amazing. It's a really, really cool movie, especially given the time. It's a trippy, surreal movie. I like it a lot. What I will tell you, though, is I am going to be getting 3 movies in that look to be pretty bad. One of them is definitely going to be one of the goriest movies that I will ever see. It's a movie. I'm not going to tell you what they are, but I'll give you big hints. I've never seen any movies by this director. It's a German director. The VHS goes for ridiculous amounts of money. I believe on Amazon it's like $50 at minimum. and they're finally releasing a DVD. It's coming out Valentine's Day of all days, and then I'm getting another movie in that's going to be releasing on Valentine's Day too. That is a sequel, and the first movie promised to be the sickest movie ever made. Like, a lot of people thought so, but that's people who don't ever see this sort of thing. The second movie is actually supposed to be very sick and violent and just, like, repulsive, and it is uncut, so thankfully. And then the third movie I'm getting, I got off Amazon Germany because I can't get off anywhere else. It's probably going to be the sickest movie I've ever seen once I see it. So, yeah, you guys have that to look forward to. I'm sure you guys can figure out what movies those are. Alright, next question by StewieX666. Here's a good question. Do your parents like or approve of your awesome taste in movies? Yes and no. They do not watch any of the sick movies that I have. They've pretty much grown used to that. My dad doesn't really know about that, but my mom is very accepting of that. But as far as my overall taste in movies, I think to a certain degree they do respect it. Like, the other day I got in a box set of The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo trilogy, the extended editions, and my dad was excited like a little kid when he saw those. So to some extent, yes. Like, I convinced my mom to watch No Country for Old Men because I really liked that film, and she watched it and she actually got it and she liked it. She ended up liking it. But there are plenty of other films that they do not like that I like. So yeah. Alright, and then the last set of questions comes from Pilot Terror 88. Alright, the first question is, are you by chance my illegitimate son? Probably not. Yeah, obviously not. Nah, forget it. The second question is, being your age, do you have some kind of rad after-school job to afford the rare titles in your collection? At the moment, I do not. Over the summer, I have a job where I work at a company. It's a small, privately owned company. The guy's friends with my mom. That's how I got the job. And what it is a party rental company where you set up tents and stuff for, like, parties and stuff and, like, festivals. And it's pretty sweet. The pay's a little bit above minimum wage, but the hours are good and get a lot of time off. And it's pretty nice. And so, to some aspect, yeah. And then the last question is, what do you think was your intro to Sick Twisted Fuck films? I remember in 8th grade, is when I really started getting into movies. And something I've always been interested in is stuff, not just pertaining to movies, just in life in general, stuff that, like, you're not supposed to see. And so I've always heard of NC-17 rated movies. So I went onto a list of Wikipedia, and there's a list of, not all of them. It says all of them, but it's not. And I gotta check that list sometimes to see if any new ones popped up. And at that same time, that's when I first got into Netflix Instant Watch streaming. And I remember that's where I saw my first STF film. And that film was Hatchet. Yeah, now I know what you're thinking. It's a campy, gory movie, but before that, I'd never seen anything like that. So maybe that is what it was. But I remember going into Blockbuster when I was a little kid, and, like, it would always be a test at the horror movie section. Not, like, just to look at the covers, but to look on the backside. Because, like, I loved getting creeped out. I got scared easily when I was a little kid. I had a morbid fascination with it. But, I never really watched horror movies until maybe 7th grade. But in 8th grade was when I first started getting into it. And then I started watching more and more and more. And then that's how I got into this. So thank you guys for these questions. And yeah, if there's any reviews that you guys want me to do, let me know. And I will do them most likely. So thank you guys for watching this video. And have a great night, day, whatever time of day this is you're watching it. And thank you. Bye.